Hello everyone, welcome to Rakesh Valasa YouTube channel. In this video lecture, we will discussing about TX Genco AE for Mechanical Engineers 2015 question paper part 5. Question number 41. 3 to 1 principle of locating the job in a picture requires. Option 1. Using 3, 2 and 1 pins on 3 sides of the job. Option 2. Using 3 sides for the base, 2 on the top and 1 on the side. Option 3. Using 3 pins for the base and 2 and 1 on the sides of the job. Option 4. Using 3 pins for the base, 1 on the top and 2 on the side. The correct answer is option 3, that is 3 to 1 principle of locating the job in a picture requires using 3 pins for the base and 2 and 1 on sides of the job. Question number 42. Read the following statements with respect to casting of parts and select the correct answer. Option A. Shrinkage allowance for a casting are independent of the casting material. B. Distortion allowance is provided to those castings which exhibit uniform cooling rates in their sections. C. Shaking or wrapping allowance is a negative allowance. D. Draft allowance is provided to only those walls of the casting which are in the direction of disengagement of cope and drag. Option 1 only statements A and B are true. Option 2 only statements B and C are true. Option 3 only statements C and D are true. Option 4 only statements A and D are true. The correct answer is option 3 only statements C and D are true. C is shaking or wrapping allowance is a negative allowance. This is correct. And option D is also correct, that is draft allowance is provided to only those walls of the casting which are in the direction of disengagement of cope and drag. Here option A is shrinkage allowance for a casting are dependent of the casting material. He is given that independent. Actual the correct one is dependent of the casting material. The second one is distortion allowance is provided to those castings which exhibit non-uniform cooling rates in their sections. He has given that uniform. So this A and B are wrong. So the correct answer is statement C and D is true. Let us see the explanation. Shrinkage allowance depends on the following factors. First one is graphitization presence in the metal. Second one, type of metal used for casting. Linear coefficient of thermal expansion of the metal. The alloy composition of metal. The complexity of pattern design and final casting. The material used for making mold and pattern. These are the factors. Shrinkage allows depends these following factors. The second one is distortion allowance can be defined as an allowance given to the pattern to compensate for the change in shape and size of the casting during solidification process due to non-uniform cooling in uneven sections of the casting. In the given question, he has given that uniform cooling. So the correct one is non-uniform cooling. Shake or wrapping pattern allowance is known as negative valence. He has given correct statement. So option 3 is statement C is correct. When removing the pattern from the casting sand, it must be slightly shaken to remove it from the sand, resulting in a slight increase in casting dimension. The last one is draft allowance. Pattern draft is the taper placed on the pattern surface that are parallel to the direction in which the pattern is withdrawn from the mold, that is perpendicular to the parting plane, to allow removal of the pattern without damaging the mold cavity. So in the given four statement C and D are true, statement A and B are false. Question number 43. A riser compensates for the shrinkage that happens in the casting process during option 1 only molten stage, option 2 only solidification stage, option 3 solid stage, option 4 both molten and solidification stage. The correct answer is option 4, that is both molten and solidification stage. Let us see the explanation. Shrinkage allowance means during the cooling of the material in the casting process, the molten metal tries to shrink in size because of the increase in the density. In all three stages, the material is getting shrunk, that means reducing its dimensions or value. But shrinkage allowance taking place in first two stages is called liquid shrinkage. Shrinkage in the third stage is called solid shrinkage. Liquid shrinkage is always compensated by providing a riser in the casting process. Solid shrinkage is compensated by the giving shrinkage allowance. This allowance is expressed as per meter. So the correct answer is riser provides metal during the liquid shrinkage and shrinkage during the phase change. The solid shrinkage is compensated by providing allowance on the pattern. So the correct answer is a riser compensate for the shrinkage that happens in the casting process during both molten and solidification stage. Question number 44. In resistance welding, option 1 voltage and current are high. Option 2 voltage is high and current is low. Option 3 voltage and current are low. Option 4 voltage is low and current is high. The correct answer is option 4, that is voltage is low up to I think 4 to 8 volts. Current is 100 ampere. Let us see the explanation. Electric resistance welding is a type of pressure welding. It is used for joining pieces of sheet metal or wire. The welding heat is obtained at the location of the desired weld by the electrical resistance through the metal pieces to a relatively short duration. Low voltage, high ampere electric current. In electric resistance welding, the current required exceeds 100 amperes. The voltage required ranges from 4 to 12 volts. The amount of power supplied to the weld usually ranges from 60 watts to 80 watts for each square mm of area. So the correct answer is option 4, that is in resistance welding voltage is low, that is 4 to 8 volts and current is 100 amps. Question number 45. Thermite welding uses a mixture of the following. Option 1 iron oxide and sodium. Option 2 iron oxide and aluminum. Option 3 iron oxide and alumina. Option 4 iron, nickel and magnesium. The correct answer is option 2 metal oxide, that means iron oxide and aluminum. Let us see the explanation. You can see here, this is the thermite mixture, thermite welding schematic diagram. Thermite welding reaction takes place between the metal oxide and aluminum. In this process, fine aluminum particles and metal oxide are blended and ignited by an external heat source. The reaction will proceed according to the following equation, that is metal oxide means iron oxide plus aluminum, it gives aluminum oxide plus metal means iron plus heat. Let us see two examples. Iron oxide Fe2O3 plus aluminum 2Al, it gives 2Fe plus Al2O3 plus somewhat heat is released, that is 838 kilojoule. Second example, 3CuO copper oxide plus aluminium, that gives 3Cu plus Al2O3. It produces somewhat energy, that is 1210 kilojoule. The ignition temperature of thermite granules used for welding is about 1200 degrees. Therefore, it is safe from the fire hazard if stored away from open heat sources. So the correct answer is iron oxide and aluminium. Due to thermite chemical mixture reaction, three products are produced. First one is iron, used as pillar rod. Aluminium oxide, used as slag. Heat, used for the melting of the parent material. Question number 46. Which of the following resistant welding processes essentially uses wheels as electrodes? Option 1 spot welding, option 2 projection welding, option 3 seam welding, option 4 flash butt welding. The correct answer is option 3 seam welding. Let us see the explanation. You can see the schematic diagram. Here the two wheels are upper electrode wheel and lower electrode wheel for the seam welding. Resistant welding is a group of welding processes in which coal essence is produced by the heat obtained from resistance of the workpiece to electric current in a circuit of which the workpiece is a part and by the application of pressure. Here seam welding. Let us see the few important points regarding seam welding. Seam welding can be defined as a series of continuous part welds. This process is employed for making a continuous joint between two overlapping pieces of sheet metal. In this process, the workpiece to be welded is placed between the two wheels. You can see the upper electrode wheel and lower electrode wheel, which apply sufficient mechanical pressure and also carry sufficient current for producing continuous welds. The mechanical pressure applied is kept constant and the current is regulated by a timer. This type of welding is very important as it provides pressure tight or leak proof joint. So the correct answer is seam welding. In the same resistance seam welding processes essentially uses wheels as electrode. Question number 47. Composition of most commonly used soldering alloy is option 1 tin 50% and lead 50%, option 2 tin 60%, lead 40%, option 3 tin 40% and lead 60%, option 4 tin 35% and lead 65%. The correct answer is option 2 tin 60% and lead 40%. Tin means plumbum, lead means tin. Tin means Pb, lead means Sn. Let us see the explanation. The mixture of two metals or metal with a non-metal produces a strong compound called an alloy. They can be heat resistant, stainless, conductors, resistant to corrosion, hard, ductile, magnetizable, etc. They are generally more useful compared to a normal metal. This is because of their special chemical and physical properties. For example, the alloy of lead and tin is called solder, which is mainly used in welding electrical wires. This is because of its low melting point and good conducting nature. It is used to join wires to lists of components such as switches and printed circuit boards. Solder is a fusible metal alloy made up of 60% tin, that means Pb, 40% lead Sn. So the correct answer is option 2, that is tin 60% and lead 40%. This tin and lead are melted with a heated iron above 600 degrees Fahrenheit and are then cooled down to obtain solder. Question number 48. Which of the following statements is not a sheet metal working operation? Option 1, perforating. Option 2, notching. Option 3, slitting. Option 4, upsetting. The correct answer is option 4, upsetting. Uh, Let us see the explanation. The sheet metal operation done on a press may be grouped into two categories. One is forming, another one is shearing or metal cutting. In the forming, these are the operations, that is bending, roll forming, spinning, deep drawing, stretch forming. Another category is cutting or shearing. It consists of shearing operation, perforating, notching, blanking, piercing, slitting, launching. You can see here which of the following statements is not a sheet metal working operation. You can see here perforating, notching, slitting. These three are cutting operations. Except fourth one, upsetting. Upsetting is a forging operation. So the correct answer is option 4, upsetting. Question number 49. Which one of the following is most suitably applicable for a 5-axis CNC machine? Option 1, it has 3 rotational and 2 translational axes. Option 2, it has 3 translational and 2 rotational axes. Option 3, it is a CNC machine where machining can be done 5 by 3 times faster than a 3-axis machine. Option 4 is useful only for complex geometry parts and normal 3D parts cannot be machined on it. Here they give CNC stands for Computer Numerical Control Machine. It having 3 translational and 2 rotational axes. So the correct answer is option 2. 3 translational in X direction, Y direction and Z direction and 2 rotational axes. Question number 50. Taguchi law's function is. Option 1 is a good method of production planning. Option 2 is commonly used in inventory control. Option 3 is a good method of production scheduling. Option 4, a concept used in tolerance design. The correct answer is option 4. It is a concept used in tolerance design. Let us see the explanation. Taguchi loss function, it is also called as quality loss function, is a graphical representation of the losses increased by the phenomenon that affects the value of products produced by a company by variations within the production standards, even though the products themselves are within tolerance limits and hence with acceptable quality standards. So the Taguchi loss function is a concept used in tolerance design. Question number 52. Consider an actual regenerative Rankine cycle with one open feed water heater. For each kg steam entering the turbine, if m kg steam with a specific enthalpy of H1 is bled from the turbine and the specific enthalpy of liquid water entering the heater is H2. Then H3 specific enthalpy of saturated liquid leaving the heater is equal to option 1 m H1 minus of H2 minus H1, option 2 H1 minus m into H2 minus H1, option 3 H2 minus m of H2 minus H1, option 4 m H2 minus of H2 minus H1. The correct answer is option 3, that is H2 minus m of H2 minus H1. Let us see the explanation. You can see the Rankine cycle with regeneration process TS diagram. Now apply the heat balance of heat gives entering equal to or leaving the cycle, that is m h1 plus 1 minus m h2, that equal to 1 into h3. Now h3 equal to, you can simplify this one, h2 minus m into h2 minus h1. So the correct answer is option 3, that is h2 minus m of h2 minus h1. Thank you for watching. Please do like and subscribe my channel for more updates.